let's take you to this point here. Let's get you here quickly, get around. Hope that you're all doing well in this lockdown. Let me make sure I've got my volume up as well. Sorry about this. Okay, I hope that you're all doing well in this lockdown. I wanted to do this video for a very long time, and now, early in the morning, I'm here. This is Odessa Park in East London. Very, very different looking now to what it was when I started many years ago. So I'm here in East London, home of my parents, Forest Gate. And this was very many years ago. But this is where me, in terms of sport, and me were born. For me. Up here before, used to have, it was high up, like there was a concrete, and it would slope. So I always remember all the girls would come walking along here, out here, and they'd sit up there in the park. And here I am, an innocent 11-year-old. Back here, these basketball courts weren't here. There was concrete slab over there, the back there, and there's a concrete slab over the back here. 2 concrete slabs. That's what it was like. And there used to be a pub, so in Forest Gate, but obviously all this has changed now. But it was weird. This is here where it started for me. This camera just doesn't. Okay, this is where it started for me. Right here. This specific post. 11 years old I was. And I didn't know that this post would mean so much to me. Take it. My dad takes me out to play this game called cricket. Good morning, Ruben. My dad brings me out to play this game called cricket. And I've got a bat in my hand. He's got all those cork balls, yeah? Cork ball, I've got no protection on. No protection. 11-year-old. Forget all this child protection nonsense and safeguarding rubbish. At this time, this age, you know, that stuff wasn't going around. It was about boys becoming men very quickly. My dad's a Caribbean man from the West Indies, from Trinidad. So he has got me at that end down there, where that pole is. And he comes here. The line is still here. See, when I bowl in a straight line. My dad didn't bowl. He would come up and he would just pelt the ball down. So, that time, in those days, there was the old milk crate we used to play cricket with. Before we went and bought the stumps, there were milk crates. So the ball hit a piece of rock. He bowled the first ball, a piece of rock smashed onto this the cork ball, hit a piece of rock, and he bowled it, and it went and it hit me in my mouth. Bang! And I remember spitting the blood. 11 years old, spitting the blood all over here. Blood. Right? And I wanted to cry. Water came out my eyes. And my dad turned around. He says, "You got a bat in your hand? Use it." And he turned back round and he came charging in again. And he bowled this ball in a similar place. The cork ball was going to hit me in my head. And I jumped up and I went, pow! And the ball went there for 4, as it would have been. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I started my journey into cricket. What can I tell you from that journey afterwards? Going and playing and representing a district level, playing for Clay Hall Cricket Club in Ilford. And then from playing cricket for various clubs, played in West Indian World League, Clive Lloyd Cup. I then turned my cricketing skills as a player into being a coach. I decided that, you know what? It no longer was about playing as a cricketer, because I found I had a niche for coaching. I went coaching and I coached around. It took me around the world, from Australia to the Caribbean, winning trophies around the world. Australia was my greatest challenge because obviously it was, first of all, a long way away. They had the weather so we could play 1 day, 2 day cricket. Where, you know, where 1 week you would bat, the other week the opposition would bat. And I won trophies around the world. I became national community champion in 2010, 2011. And that was seen by 8.5 million people. And a mini documentary was done on my life, which was seen on Sky Community Channel. So that was 8.5 million people. So I do thank my dad for this opportunity to be here. This is how my journey started in sport, and 25 years on, sport has been a key thing for me. Not just with cricket, but with boxing. I've been able to travel the world and meet many people and do many things. And so we're here again today. The reason why I'm having this conversation with you today is this. Yeah, the hair is getting a bit out of control, but it's all good. The reason why I'm having this conversation with you today, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Tonight, fingers crossed, is another historic night for BWTM Sports. We're going to talk Undisputed for me. We're going to talk about the former Undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson, for a second. And there is a video that's currently out of Mike Tyson hit some pads. And yes, Mike looks explosive. Mike looks great. And you got to remember, Mike is from an era where fighters were taught correctly. Technique, explosiveness. He was taught by one of the greatest trainers of all time, Customata. And those things, muscle memory, never kind of leaves you. It's always there. That muscle memory, you can still do the fast, you can still do certain things and move in a certain way. It's muscle memory, it's there. But because you've got muscle memory, that does not mean that because you can throw a 3 or 4 punch combination, that suddenly means you can become heavyweight champion of the world again. As much people would like to see Mike come back and become heavyweight champion of the world, I have to remind you, I do have to remind you of the Kevin McBride fight. I have to remind you of the Danny Williams fight. I have to remind you of the Lennox Lewis fight. Even Mike could get himself in his top shape. Have you seen how much marijuana this guy is smoking? Have you seen how much he's smoking? And how he's abused his body over the years? Are you crazy? About this, people talk about this guy wanting to become heavyweight champion of the world again? Really? Are you crazy? I mean, some real people say that, yeah, Mike will come up and become heavyweight champion of the world again. Look, you guys are dreamers. Anybody who sits in their right mind and thinks Mike Tyson could become world heavyweight champion again. I was watching a Mike Tyson highlights video yesterday. No, actually this morning, tell a lie. I was watching a video and it was Mike Tyson through his, like a kind of like highlights of his career. I was going back and like 2-3 years out the ring he spent, like, not fighting, the Lennox Lewis fight, the Danny Williams fight, the inactivity, missing with punches, all that stuff. Look, it's not possible, right? I mean, if you're gonna, I don't know, say John Fury and Mike Tyson have a fight, just for your pay-per-view event. I mean, sure, if you want it for that, for 3 rounds, I'd tune in and watch it. But please stop with the nonsense of Mike Tyson going to come back and become heavyweight champion. Stop it. It just shows you how poor the quality of fighters we've got in this era is today. That you have to start talking about a 53-year-old man. 53-year-old man. You talk about coming back. Yes, he threw a lovely combination. Yes, I'm sure if you were in the end of that combination, you'd feel the power. But remember, pads don't hit back. Mike knows that. Pads don't hit back. Pads have never hit back, and they never will hit back. We've seen fighters looking fantastic on pads, and then when they get hit back, it's a different matter altogether. And Mike's not the same guy anymore. My word, Mike Tyson was undisputed champion of 2021. This guy's 53 years old. You trying to turn the clock back to that's not going to happen. It's not possible. It's not possible. All right? And this is why I said once again, there needs to be some form of a Masters League of boxing where the older fighters can get together and do 2-3 round exhibition fights. That's why it should happen. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll keep on saying it. So that's my take on Mike Tyson's pad work. Have you noticed it was what, a 30-second clip? I would like to see that over 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour in the gym. I'd like to see that. Mike might have done that and looked crap, yeah? For the rest of that combination he was putting together, he may look crap. But Mike put that little 3-punch combination together and looked explosive and like, yeah. If Mike Tyson, if you put any heavyweight in the world and let them stand there and let Mike hit them like that, like those on those pads, yeah, Mike might become heavyweight champion of the world, which would mean some idiot would have to stand right in front of Mike and say, you know, Mike, just hit me like you hit them pads. I mean, the guy who was doing it looked absolutely terrified. I don't know who the guy was, but he looked terrified on the pads as Mike was charging in at him. And I'd be terrified too, to be honest. The former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'd be terrified. Right, so that's the end of that one. So the next thing I want to let you all know about is tonight, 10 p.m, fingers crossed, weather permitting, I say, we will be talking not to just a former heavyweight champion of the world. Live and exclusive tonight, we will be talking to the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. No, it's not Mike Tyson, but we will be talking to a former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world tonight, making his debut on BWTM Sports tonight, 10 p.m. And if you are a member of BWTM Sports, guess what? You'll be able to ask your questions to the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. This guy can punch. Former heavyweight champion of the world, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, we'll be talking to tonight on BWTM Sports. And we've got a few others that will be popping in as well. So maybe not tonight, but we'll be having some big names coming through. So tonight, get yourself locked in. I will be, when I get back, I will be locking in the program for the night. Undisputed. I'm not going to reveal who it is. You're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And he'll have a lot to talk about, a lot of issues, a lot of things. He'll have a vast amount of knowledge, obviously being an undisputed champion. What it feels to be a champion. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we'll get a good laugh out of it as well. So I think that's about it for now. Yeah, Leon Muhammad, he was on the show. A few things he talked about why Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz. Basically, he blames Eddie Hearn. He says Eddie Hearn didn't want to do business with Don King because he could have fought Trevor Bryant. But Hearn refused for the Trevor Bryant fight to happen because he didn't want to do business with Don King. And instead, he ended up doing business with Al Heyman. Hence why Anthony Joshua got beat by Andy Ruiz. That's the long and short of that story. But when you get a chance, do check out the interview with Leon Muhammad. Brother Leon's got a lot of information in that interview. Check it out as well. So I hope you're as excited as I am tonight regarding the big fight, regarding the undisputed chat I'll be having tonight. So that's about it from Odessa Park. Let me just give you another. Can I look again? Odessa Park. I thank this park so much. And one other thing, just before I go, see that slab? That slab was about halfway up that tree. Yeah, there was a slab that went right across there. I used to hit sixes. I used to hit the ball onto that roof all the time. Top of that roof. Yeah, and we play cricket. I tell you, we used to play cricket here at times. We start playing cricket around. Then I come home from school, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Where your mouth got busted. Here. It was around here. Because it was short of a length, wasn't it? So short of a length. So I would have been batting here. With my, right here I'd been batting. Here I'd been batting. My feet, shoulder width apart right here. And probably would have been about here. Here's the dent. There's a freaking dent. See the dent there? Hit the dent there. And he rose up and hit me straight in the mouth. I'll never, ever forget it. So, again, this is me from Odessa Park. It's where it all started. It certainly isn't where it's all ending. But I'm so thankful and grateful for Odessa Park and my dad getting me into the sport. And look what it's taking me around the world. Thank you all so much. Never, ever, ever, ever look over small beginnings. Take care and have a lovely day.